Is it harmful to dye hair and apply henna during pregnancy? Whether or not to dye hair during pregnancy is one of the most frequently asked questions by expectant mothers. Is it okay to dye hair while pregnant? In which months can you dye your hair? Is applying henna risky for you or your baby? We tell you what you're wondering, come on. Can you dye your hair while pregnant? It is known that hair dye, which penetrates a small part of the skin, does not harm the developing fetus. However, some experts still do not favor dyeing hair during pregnancy. Others think that there is no harm in dyeing hair during pregnancy. It is stated that there is no risky situation for the baby since the possibility of chemical transmission to the blood after the hair dye is applied is extremely low. Does dyeing hair during pregnancy harm the baby? There are some studies on the use of hair dye by women before and after pregnancy. A 2005 study linked hair dye use during pregnancy and some types of cancer in children. However, there are other studies that fail to reach the same conclusion. Many researchers find that hair products used before and during pregnancy are unlikely to increase the risk of brain tumors in children. The American Association of Obstetricians also stated in their bulletins that dyeing hair during pregnancy is not harmful. In summary, there is no definite data that hair dyeing while pregnant is harmful, and there is no scientific study that it is not. In which month of pregnancy is hair dyed? Experts, who do not see a problem in dyeing hair while pregnant, recommend that hair not be dyed in the first 12 weeks, which is the baby's formation phase. You can dye your hair after the first trimester of pregnancy, first 3 months of pregnancy. This corresponds to the 4th month of pregnancy. What should be considered when dyeing hair during pregnancy? Our specialist doctor recommends a safe hair dyeing technique for expectant mothers who are hesitant about dyeing their hair while pregnant. In this technique, the dye is applied only to the hair strands without touching the skin. In addition, if you are going to dye your hair yourself, you should also pay attention to the following. Make sure the room where you dye your hair is well ventilated. Inhaling the chemical rather than making contact with the skin can also be harmful to your baby. Before dyeing your hair, test some dye on your skin and make sure it's not allergic. Rinse your hair with plenty of water after dyeing. Do not wash your hair with very hot water during the rinsing process. Because the dye must be absorbed in the least amount in order to minimize the transfer of the dye to the body. Do not choose paints containing ammonia. Always use gloves when dyeing your hair. Follow the directions on the hair dye can. Never dye your eyebrows and eyelashes with hair dye. The same conditions apply if you are going to dye your hair at the hairdresser. If you're not comfortable with completely dyeing your hair, highlighting instead of a single color may be an option. Since the dye will not come into contact with the scalp while highlighting, the inconvenient situation is eliminated. Which hair dye is used during pregnancy? First of all, just because a product is herbal doesn't mean it's completely harmless. However, if you have decided to dye your hair, try to choose organic, natural, and pure vegetable dyes that do not contain chemicals. You should use dyes that will give results as soon as possible and have the least chemical content. We can say that natural henna, green henna, is a good alternative to chemical hair dyes. Can henna be applied to hair during pregnancy? We said that experts see no problem in dyeing hair after the first 3 months of pregnancy. There is no harm in applying henna to your hair after this period has passed. However, black henna, which contains a high amount of chemicals, can adversely affect the health of the baby and cause allergic problems. Therefore, use green henna, which is called natural henna. Green henna is known to be more harmless than other types. Can you dye hair with Indian henna while pregnant? Although there is no extensive research on this subject, it is not recommended to use other types of henna other than natural henna. Your choice is still green henna. Is it safe to apply henna during pregnancy? There is no known harm in applying henna while pregnant, according to current scientific data.